Welcome to Lolz, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having to manufacture my energy tonight, Brian, because I'm coming off of a couple nights of very little sleep.
Were you out boozing it up?
Yeah, I was in New York for that like NFT conference parties and stuff, and so and then I had a bunch of work to do this morning, so I got up at like 5:30 a.m. and then started to make my way back to Boston. I was so tired driving back that I had to pull over to a rest stop because I was like, I just need to shut my eyes for about 20 minutes.
That's dangerous.
It was, yeah.
How long did it take you?
It's not bad when there's no traffic. It's like 3.5 hours.
That kind of sucks. Anything over 3 is just a touch too much. 2.5 is fine.
Yeah. I used to. It's tough because sometimes I would take the train, and it's nice because you can like do stuff and you can sleep, but it's also, and you got to worry about train schedules and getting there. Whereas I just drove to Zakarian's house, Mike, and he lives in Astoria, so I'm able to just like park right in front of his house, and then I can just come and go as I please.
Oh yeah, the train's nice. But getting back, usually the hours you want to get back, they're not running, and they're slow too.
Yeah. No, yeah, because I would have had to go all the way into Penn Station or whatever to grab the train. So then that's another 45 minutes. Then it's like, no, let's just drive.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see here. Did Pete get a nap and a steam? Neither of them. I thought I would maybe be able to sneak in a nap, but then I'm always torn, right? Because if you do the afternoon nap, then I'm just going to be up till like 4 a.m. and then I'm on the bad schedule again. So I'm powering through, and Brian told me he was going to do 10 shots of espresso and just be the hype man for this show.
That's right. Yeah.
Warriors asking a question we always get. Where's this intro song from? Someone was talking about that on Twitter the other day too, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Nerdy Tenor.
Oh, yeah.
You picked it out. That was when we had a producer. Do you remember when we first started the show? We had a producer. And
what was his name again? Taylor, yeah. He was a good dude, and then StreamYard just kind of put him out of a job.
Yeah. I don't think he was too happy about that. Sorry, buddy.
Well,
that was personal.
Well, it was because both of us were like, before I found StreamYard, I was like dealing with OBS and all that shit. I was like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. And then StreamYard came and it was so easy. I was like, I think we could just do it like this.
Well, and then now we don't have to coordinate 3 schedules instead of 2 and all that shit, So.
Yeah. That was back in the Wild West, March of 2020 there.
That was before Pete started his YouTube explosion.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, I hadn't done really, and partly because StreamYard hadn't come out yet, I hadn't even done any live streams other, like, I do Swolecast, but someone at Roto-Grinders produced that. Like anything that involves self-producing shows, the few times I had tried it was such a tech nightmare that I basically was like, I don't need to live stream because it's not easy to do.
Yeah. I think you had under 700 subs at that point or something like that. You had under 1,000, I believe, right?
I was, for a long time, because I did the man's videos back on the channel a couple years ago, and then I think I'd gotten up to just like over 1,000, and then I basically didn't do anything on the channel for like a year when I was making videos for other people, and it just like stayed there. But yeah, I still think the algorithm is just like incredibly confused with this channel. But it is cool to see, like, even our views on Lolz, continue to go up, organically, like relative to this specific show, which I think is cool.
Yeah. I don't know if that's YouTube or.
Yeah, I think it more is probably just word of mouth and more people finding the show and more people making time to watch it. I don't know. I don't know how
Probably.
that stuff works.
Yeah, who knows? We,
Um,
we
you
had a
guys,
point there.
you guys, so I literally I can tell you, but it like you can't find it streaming somewhere. I use a service called Storyblocks, and you pay a subscription and you can get royalty free downloads. So when I have like my randomizer music or ship chasing music, all of it is from that site. So it's like a random file. I can, if you're in the Discord, I think I have a Google Drive link. If so, but it's not like you can go listen to it on Spotify. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, because we don't lose copyright or whatever for that, right?
No.
Yeah.
On my my new DFS intro, and I used that like 6-second snippet from the TikTok video, which is an actual popular hip hop song. And I was worried if that was going to get flagged by the YouTube censors because they're really good at noticing
Oh
anything
yeah.
like that. But I think because it's just so short, because it's only on for like 4 seconds, it doesn't trigger it. I think if it was like 10 seconds or longer, it would.
Yeah, and I read or saw somebody say, especially in the first like minute of your video, in the last minute or something.
Oh, really?
You're really searching for that, yeah.
Yeah. The Goose. Any special guests today? You're looking at him, bud. What you see is what you get.
We're not special.
No, yeah.
Everyone just wants a DFS pro to come on here and shit talk to other people, and we want that too, people.
Don't get us wrong. We want that too. Yeah. So if anyone out there has some hot takes in the chamber, and they want to come and start flaming people, we'll provide that venue for you.
So what do you guys want to talk about today?
Drico says, did you see there's a survey showing the #1 profession kids want to be when they grow up as a YouTuber? Anecdotally, I completely believe that, because anytime I talk to my friends or colleagues, acquaintances with kids, they all say they exclusively watch YouTube and they all want to be YouTubers.
Yeah, I did see that, Drico. I did see that study, yeah. And the other ones too are a little weird too. Like, or not weird. Weird for people our age, anyone over 30 or whatever.
Yeah, it's interesting too. It makes what's interesting too is I think that it means the kind of content they're watching is they are watching. I think a lot of them watch the unboxing videos and stuff like that. Obviously, lots of video game stuff, and so they're watching. It's like wish fulfillment, like aspirational stuff. Oh, I want to be playing video games on a stream like this person, or I want to get cool toys at my house that I open up on the stream. It's funny though how hooked they all are on YouTube.
We got a comment by Warrior 22 there. Sports gambling's legal in Florida now. That's pretty sweet. Is Yahoo legal there, DFS wise? Because I know they weren't. Because I would fly down there, and not be able to play. Did you see the sports betting? I guess you wouldn't, since it's not legal in your state. The sports betting championship got posted on DraftKings. $1 million first.
I did see that, but is it like very soon?
Oh, I didn't look at the exact date.
Yeah, for some reason I thought it was going to have a longer lead out, and I want to say it was in November. I could be wrong.
I could look.
Yeah.
Here it is. Here, you want me to just share it with you and then bring it up? Because RBX told me about it.
Now, obviously, I remember the inaugural event because that was the stuff with Rufus, and there was weird stuff with the betting and controversy and all that. But that was 2 years ago. Did they have it? Did they have it last year?
No, I think then they skipped it. Probably because of COVID?
Yeah. So this starts in 2 days.
Okay. It's illegal in Illinois. Not illegal, but they're not offering it in Illinois.
Okay.
Which doesn't make any sense because they don't do those pools. So there must be something in our shitty legislation that makes it either illegal or ambiguous to have these sports betting pools, which is what I want the whole goddamn thing to go towards. So that kind of sucks being here in Illinois.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the format is $10,000 buy-in, 5,000 goes to the prize pool, and 5,000 is your ammo to bet with and to try to run up your stack, correct?
Is that what it says?
Yeah,
There it is.
here it is. Yeah, enter for 10,000, 5,000 goes to the leaderboard prizes, and 5,000 is your bankroll for the weekend. Direct buy-in here. So if this wasn't blacklisted in your state, you think you'd go for it?
I'm not sure because there's still the collusion problem.
That's what Ryan just said here in the chat. What's the issue? How does it work with the collusion?
I listened to that podcast too. You know, I don't know. I haven't really thought about how I would have colluded a ton on this, but the obvious one is just like you get some guys together and you just take the opposite sides of the same games.
Just as it's basically like dumping poker chips to someone else at your table.
Something like that. I think that would work. So like me and you take the opposite side, and then two other guys take the opposite side, and then the winner of that, they take the opposite side, and you just get like whatever, 60 guys together, and then you win, and then someone's going to go 60-0.
Right.
And you split the millie.
So that would, I mean, the larger the scale, the more of a coordinated effort that would require. But
yeah, it's not hard though. It's on.
Are they doing it hybrid again? Where last time it was like hybrid, right? Where some people were making their bets in person, and then some people were just doing it at home.
I don't know, but so RBX wanted to use my props, and then he was going to give me 10% if he wins. I'm like, have at it, pal. And then he's like, well, do you want in? Since he didn't know it was illegal here. And I told him, I'm like, I don't know. It sounds like there might be some collusion issues. So he emailed his rep, and they said they're going to be watching it like a hawk this year.
Okay.
So if you're just like, you should be able to track that back. I'm trying to think though, like I said, I haven't thought too long about it. I wonder if there's anything else you could do that's less obvious.
I'm confused with can't RDX88, doesn't he already have access to your props in the Discord?
Yeah, well, I don't do them every day, so I'm assuming he's saying.
Oh, saying like get your shit together and put them up. There you
go. Maybe you could parlay, like we all work together and then like piece out a 16 parlay where one of us will have to win, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, and then it's just a huge,
it's just a huge payout on $5,000, 6-man parlay or something. God, that would be obvious though. That would be too obvious.
There will be no bet sharing or collaboration permitted for this event. Account activity is limited to the primary account holder responsible for all bets. Will live betting, so no live in-game betting either. Let's see here. Yeah, so there's still some random restrictions, like obviously the player prop stuff. Arizona, Colorado, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia. So that's another like interesting dynamic where
that's not cool. That's not
fair. Because then someone's working with a different menu of bets than you are.
Arizona's had a big dog too. You can't do team props.
Yeah,
player props I wouldn't even play.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's such a cool concept. The whole peer-to-peer sports betting angle is definitely the future if they can kind of crack a more sustainable format.
Yeah. How do they do it in? Because couldn't you collude in the underdog stuff too, or the one? Not the underdog ones, the prize picks or whatever. The ones where you're in a tournament for a prop tournament. I've never played one.
I haven't done the prop tournaments either.
Monkey Knife Fight, I think, is another one. I've never been there.
Yeah, it does make it tough. I don't even know how. What's the solution to kind of avoid that?
Yeah, so if you're playing there, you might want to think twice.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think too. Like, I mean, maybe you just embrace it. It's like, what if you try to like structure? I feel I bet there's some more limitations you could do for like the type of bets or something to ensure that it is more individual betting or less. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I'm not smart enough or all there with it.
I haven't played with
right
it enough or thought about it enough.
Yeah, it is a cool but again, similar like with DraftKings, I feel like with this stuff, it's like we need. I don't know when they announce this, but I mean, it's in a few days, and I've heard basically nothing about it other than like the initial tweet about it. But there's been like no promotional presence. I haven't seen any. Like, do you even know anyone who's doing it?
Just RBX.
Yeah.
There might be overlay too.
I think there was overlay last time
for that many slates.
Yeah.
I think maybe it'd be worth it with overlay, and hopefully they're watching it this time.
Yeah. The
10 grand, but the payout structure is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd have an edge. I don't even know what I would do.
Yeah. I mean, that is tough too I assume you would try to hammer the prop angle.
Yeah, but do I martingale it or parlay them or
right?
How you do your bank? Because obviously you want as much as humanly possible. I wonder how much it would be. I'd probably look and see what it took to win last time.
Yeah, I wonder if the move would be like early on. You try to get a couple of those double ups, just run it. And then once you have more ammo, then lean into the props to where you have a big enough bankroll to actually win decent amount. If you're spreading your bets across 10, when your bankroll's, 5,000 versus if you could run it up to 25,000 real quick or something, then those bets go a lot further. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have to get lucky either way. It's kind of stupid because you could just go 5-man parlay, 5-game parlay. It's just going to get, I hit it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like instead of just betting every prop and then.
And there's the whole element too of like, not only are you trying to find the bets that you like and you think you have an edge on, but you're also having to see what the stack sizes are of everyone else. Like if some guy just rips a 9-leg parlay in the first hour and like hits it, everyone's like, what? Well, I guess I'm screwed.
You could also just bet long shots.
Yeah.
Split it up and bet a bunch of minus 600s or something.
I will say we probably will not get our shit together in time for this, and but it would be very fun.
Anyways,
we couldn't, yeah. But DraftKings, if you want to next time, sponsor Lolz in the contest and fly us out, we'll make content around our bets and stream it for the entire time.
Yeah, that'd be more pub than they've done for this whole thing.
Let's see. Zach asking a very specific question of a place he knew I ate or went to a bar yesterday in New York, and it was nice. It was I was looking for a pub and I found a chill spot. I was talking to the bartender there for a while. He said New York has been like deserted as far as a lot of like the bar scene and stuff still picking up. Well, he'll just have, afternoons where he won't see a single person, which is crazy.
It's that's insane. It doesn't surprise me a ton. A lot of people moved out, and then a lot of the people who stayed are really like a lot of them are scared of COVID, like really scared of COVID, so they're probably not going out as much.
Yeah, this guy was he was an Irish guy, and then with the he was in Boston, the pandemic hit, he went back home, and then he got bored and then came back to New York because there were just way more hospitality jobs in
the Irish are used to pandemics.
They're well versed.
Yeah.
I didn't get that joke off to him. Someone was asking if I met anyone cool in New York City. I got to meet in person Ja Rule. He was bumming around at the Top Shot and NFT parties, Roz Gold, so some people that I had gotten to do stuff with on Club Top Shot. And then the funniest thing was last night, Jeremy from Underdog had a party, and Baron Davis was DJing the party, and he it wasn't like Jeremy, like, paid a lot of money to get Baron Davis to DJ. Like, Baron Davis is actively looking for DJ gigs in New York City. Like, he's trying to cut his teeth as a DJ doing these house parties. So that was this fun thing where everyone's like, "Wait, is that Baron Davis?" And yes, it was Baron Davis on the ones and twos.
That sounds pretty awful.
Baron Davis or just DJ sets?
Just a DJ in general, and then it turns out to be Baron Davis. Yeah, I'm like, oh, why am I here?
I mean, I could. You can't really distinguish a DJ set from one guy to the next. But I'm always proud of the DJs. They're out there, they're hustling, they're doing their thing.
Okay, I respect that. I just don't want to hear it. How many jersey wearers were there? It's a big.
There were at the Top Shot party. There was definitely some jersey wearers. Not at the other.
They're fascinating people.
You would have loved it, Brian. I'm surprised you didn't come out.
Jersey wearing and DJs,
networking, talking to strangers. It's all things right up your alley.
How many Top Shots do you have?
Yes, that was the question. Yeah, you basically had to walk around with your Top Shot moments on your phone. Let's see here. What was Historical Anomaly saying? Think there were some live feeds of the first event. Not too many people showed up live for props like Prize Picks and Monkey Knife Fight. It is mostly individual prop lines. It is when contests that collude can take place. Yeah. I don't know. Hopefully there's continues to be innovation with that, because I do think it could be very fun to have tournaments like that if we can get rid of the collusion angle.
So two other things I've been thinking about.
Yeah.
To change the subject slightly, if we will.
I will.
There was a Slack channel started today. Did you happen to see that news?
I did. The Evil Empire has launched. It was confirmed for me that, because I've been having this question of like, is Awful Mo the Evil Empire or not? And this Slack, this is the new Evil Empire. So does that posit that Awful Mo and Roto Grinders are the good guys and these guys are the antagonists that are going to tear down? Like, I think that's what it means, right?
I guess, yeah. I mean, you could ironically name yourself that after them. So you could do it that way. Call yourself what you think they are.
Yeah. So,
but yes, no, it makes no sense if no one knew that you're doing it ironically. Yeah, it makes no sense.
So then it's a $15 price point for the Slack. I am actually surprised he didn't go with the Discord. I feel like Discords are just kind of more widely used right now and better for that kind of, just the features and stuff they have for kind of those communities, I feel like is better. So that was an interesting choice to me. What did you think about the $15 price point?
I thought the price point was pretty perfect, actually.
Yeah.
He has a Discord account too. So,
well, isn't that where you did your call with him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was weird. Discord's way better than fucking Slack anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 15, that seems right. Because you don't want to go 0.
Yeah. And then the other big, in the tweet, he said, I couldn't tell if he was saying that he had, gotten some pro DFS players to kind of be part of the community, or if he was just saying that we're going to be a community of DFS players who are all trying to get better. But I couldn't tell if he had roped in a big fish.
He says he has. He says he's got some big ones in there. We do have some people that we know who have joined his Slack since he made it free for the first month.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Does anyone know who he got?
Yeah, if you recognize some usernames in there. Because that's been the whole thing too, like with the coaching. I mean, the closest we ever got to a name was Third and Schlong, right? With the coaching.
Right. Yeah, I have a feeling Third and Schlong's probably not going to be spending a whole lot of time in the Evil Empire, but maybe not. We do have some comments from there in our Slack. Drico posted one guy's comment. Osmo's website is fucking horrible. Same with Roto Grinders. They're all dicks too. I got banned because I was asking for too much help.
And that was from the Evil Empire Slack? That screenshot?
Yeah, there's a couple good ones in there.
Wow. So are you gonna head in there?
I hate Slack. I'm not going.
I do too. I have a few things that are still in Slack. And it's always just such a pain in the ass to get over there. And
yeah,
actually,
Osmo switched off of there. They were on there too, and I was like,
they went to full Discord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They sure did.
That seems so long ago. There, I remember being in the Osmo Slack.
Oh yeah.
Well, it was something. I think it was when Lolz first started, and we were doing like toxicity jokes in there.
Yes, and your username on Slack was like 15 words long.
Oh yeah. That was yeah. But yeah, Discord pretty much just swallowed up Slack, but
that was when people were starting to mute toxicity on Twitter because we were saying it so much.
Who was that? It was
Drewby did.
Yeah.
So then he became an enemy of the show.
Yes, Drewby had enough.
I wanted to do that GIF. We never got around to doing it where Britney Spears is doing the Toxic song. She turns around. I wanted to put Drewby's face on there.
Man, I haven't done a bit on Twitter in a while where you do it so much that people are threatening to mute you if you keep doing it. It's been too long.
We were in that Osmo Slack, and I think toxic was probably every third word he said.
I mean, there was a few of those esports DFS players that like legitimately hated us. They were very angry. Yeah.
Oh my God, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Well, they were just on permanent tilt because the games got much harder once like the DFS bros got in there. And then but they still wanted to have their cake and eat it too. They wanted it to be good. Like they want to say like, oh, we know so much more than these guys, so we'll be able to crush them. But then they're like, but you and your optimizers are ruining it. It's like, so are you either good at using these optimizers and know what you're doing, or you just only because of the tool is why you're beating people?
And the rapid increase in the size of the GPPs.
Yeah.
I don't think they were ready for the amount of dupes that would cause in that specific sport. So they were probably used to duping once, 2-3 times to 30, 40 to like, you can't win any money on with these lineups anymore.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it probably was like a very big wake up call too, for just, this is a numbers game, like you want your, expertise. And I'm sure it helps you, right? It's probably like the, 80-20, principle where they're getting like a little bit extra benefit from just their intimate knowledge of it. But man, I mean, once the projections got good, once we had, the guy posting the, the correlation matrix for, the various positions, it was like, it seemed like it got solved very quickly.
Yeah, that one's an easy one. The correlations were just too fucking high. Well, the hard part is figuring out how to not dupe, but still make a lineup that had a chance to make you money.
Yeah,
because and also the fucking clear cheating that was going on. The clear tanking.
Yeah. Well, who was the
allegedly
guy's name? Yeah, Wei Yin. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, Wei Yin. Yeah, something like that. And then that guy, God, what a legend. And what was the team that always was it? Rainbow Warriors?
No, but I love that name.
One of them was like a -800 favorite every fucking game, and they'd lose.
Yeah, it was getting very suspicious there for a second. All right, a few comments here. Zach says, bring back the weekly club Top Shot. Dude, we literally go weekly. We took one night off last night because we were all in New York, but we'll be back next Tuesday. KZ says, wait until the boomers find out about Discord. God damn it, you're right. Just like they infiltrated Facebook and ran us all off of there. That you can already feel them on Twitter. They came onto Twitter during the elections, and now they're going to find out Discord. There's money to be made on these NFTs, and they're going to infiltrate our Discords.
Oh God, and the boomers are going to get in that. They're going to get in the crypto eventually.
Yeah. Okay, it was Rogue Warriors, not Rainbow Warriors. But I like that.
I was half right.
Yeah.
Rainbow Warriors. Is there any rainbow anybody? I don't think so.
And here is teeing you up for a natural segue plug. Megan asked, Britt, can you elaborate on your website? I just clicked the link. Do I have to register first?
Megan Wyatt. Do you know Megan Joy by chance? Yeah, you have to register. There's only one page that you don't have to register for. That's got that Sportsbook HUD thing on there.
Yeah.
You want to try that out. But all the other one, you have to register to look at the props and stuff.
Yeah. And for 10% of all your action, Brick will do props on.
It's no big deal, whatever. You don't get any emails or anything. I just have a login. So if you don't want to do it, I don't care. Don't do it.
You're just a master salesman there, Brian.
It's free. So what do you?
Yeah.
What does it matter?
Also, I'll do the plug. Just got the link up for the DraftKings Deposit Kingdom tournament. $10 rake free. I have the link in the show notes pinned in the chat in my channel if you guys want to hop in there. We made it 500 entries. If we can just keep filling this, we can just try to get it to be the biggest tournament on DraftKings, because I feel like it's, if I went to DraftKings, Brian, and I said, hey, can we get a 10,000 person rake free tournament? They'd be like, screw you. But it's like the analogy where you toss the frog into boiling water and he jumps out. But if you put the frog in the water and you slowly turn the heat up, he doesn't know how to jump. So that's what I'm going to do on DraftKings. It's just each week, just raise it. Next thing you know, the Millie Maker is going to be rake free, guys.
Yeah, if you get that, that's going to be, your channel is going to be pretty fucking big.
Corey is notorious for building his lineups way too early in the week. Corey loves his Chiefs double stacks. He's playing Lamar with 4 Chiefs. Don't dupe me, bro. 4 Chiefs? I don't even think I can name 4 Chiefs.
Wait. Is that the showdown tomorrow? No,
showdown tomorrow is what? Is it Jets? It's Jets and and Panthers?
Indy?
You're right. Indy and Jets. How do you know more about the NFL schedule than me?
Because I did the props today. That's the only
yeah. Need to get
Lamar with a 4 Chiefs. All right, good luck with that.
I'm upset. I had asked for you. You were looking for the API for Underdog so you could run the pick'ems against your projections, which would be super nice to.
I could throw that in there easy.
Yeah, I mean, I've been using the Run the Sims prop tool, and but I have to do it manually, and it's it's tedious. So if we could, Underdog, release the APIs, release them.
Yeah, release them. Let's get those, baby. And they got to do API for their draft rankings too.
Yeah, that's when we'll really be cooking.
And then we could do some crazy stuff with that for next year's best ball.
A Chrome extension that you could overlay onto that would be awesome.
I did 2 best balls on DraftKings. I'm in 1st and 3rd.
What was this, the 555 or what was
555 in the Millie?
Yeah, not bad.
You best ball bros don't know shit. Nothing on me.
It's just, I mean,
and I have 0 RBs, and by that I mean I actually have 0 RBs. Like everyone on my team's fucking hurt. I looked today, and the backup running back for the Titans.
Oh yeah,
who was supposed to be that Evans guy, right?
Oh, Darrington Evans, yep.
And he's on the IR.
Yeah.
I was like, God.
Yeah. Ashton, it's brick75.com.
Yes.
Here it is. You get in, you get a username, you log in, you got the prop bets up. Are these?
That's old. Yeah, you can see it's listed on the update. I was doing the spread betting on the NFL too. Spread betting is pretty cool. I don't know if you guys have ever spread bet before. NBA is not up today, but I'll do it tomorrow.
Wait, so
I have PGA too. Click PGA because I have ownership for tomorrow, and make cut percentage and winning percentage.
Wait, tell me what you're doing with spread bet.
Spread betting. I'm not doing it this year. It's a pain in the ass, but spread betting is they make a line, but It's a two-way. It's like a two-way line. So like, let's say the spread's supposed to be 20, 25.
Uh-huh.
It'll be like 25.5 over or 24.5 and under. And then that point in between is their VIG.
Yeah.
Right. So if it falls in between there, you lose. And every point, let's say it's basketball, every point you go over is a unit. So if you bet $10, spread betting, you could win and lose a ton of money on this.
Wait, is it PointsBet? Are they the only one who offers this?
No, there's other sites, but PointsBet is the only one I'm aware of in Illinois, anyways.
Gotcha.
But there's two in England or overseas I know of that have it, and I think there's one in the other states too that also does it.
Okay.
But PointsBet's the one I know. So let's say you bet $10. Every point that goes over 25 points. So let's say, I don't know who's playing today. Let's say LeBron, whatever. And it's 25 is that over, and you bet the over that. So 26 is $10. So if he scores 35, you just won 10 times 10.
Yeah. But if he scores 4,
then you lost 21 times 10.
And so you obviously have to carry a balance that can take on a max loss.
Yeah, and then they adjust it based on the market. Like they don't make you hold infinite amount of money. Obviously, like it's very unlikely LeBron is going to score, 100 points. So if you bet the under, they don't make you hold a ton of money. So you do have to have more money on there than you're actually going to bet.
Yeah,
but yeah, it can get pretty fucked up. And they have parlay spread betting too. So like points times rebounds, shit like that.
And so do you the scoring setting is fun and it's new and different, but does it lend itself to like more of an edge in certain scenarios?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I just like it. I just degened it a little bit. I mean, I always found that it leaned over, which is a lot the props anyways. I don't know about the other stuff.
Yeah.
Leaned over like most of them. And then, but there was rarely an edge because the gap between the over and the under was always pretty big. So it was probably more VIG actually. I never really calculated it though.
This is actually something I was thinking about recently just by doing a bunch of the underdog pick'ems. And I think I know what you mean, but what do you mean when you say they lean over?
That they just they lean over because it's a small market and most people bet overs.
Okay. So yeah, because I was wondering, I was trying to think about that where I feel like often when I'm comparing projections, like the best bets just by pure projections are the over. And I was trying to think through that where like if the book, has a better handle on like historical rates for like injuries and stuff that pops up where guys don't even finish the game and they're hitting that more of the time where versus say the projection you might be using might not be factoring in like historical injury rates and stuff like that. Am I making sense on that? Like trying to figure out why the book is almost kind of baiting you into taking over so much.
Well, for prop bets,
yeah.
I think it's because the market's small. They won't let you bet a ton, and they're going to limit you if you're good. And most people bet over, so they're fucking them. They're just leaning over and taking the money.
Yeah.
And they don't have to worry about sharp players coming and smashing them like sides and totals because the market's so small, and they'll ban you quick. So why not just lean over, which is what most people do anyways.
So when for your model that spits out projections for that, do you have anything in there that factors in like, okay, 3% of the time LeBron gets hurt in this game and doesn't finish the game kind of thing?
I do for the NBA kind of, yeah.
Okay. Because I remember, I think it was when Rufus did the show with Levitan earlier, and he was talking about some of his sports betting models for props and stuff, and that he's accounting for that stuff. And that sometimes ends up being like the difference in identifying like a better spot because maybe other projections aren't incorporating that into it.
If you project all the players with an equal chance of an injury, it's irrelevant. So you have to project them for some slight difference. So I don't really love it, honestly, because I don't want to project injury risk.
Right.
But there's also like some spreads are gonna be such they're gonna be like such a favorite that it's gonna be a blowout, and you can adjust minutes slightly there and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I could definitely. I don't know how you would quantify it, but it's like you can watch a game and realize, okay, Sam Darnold's likelihood of getting injured is far higher than Tom Brady, who Tom Brady's going to kneel. He's never going to take a bad hit like willingly. And then you see Sam Darnold, tuck and run and lower his shoulder and taking these hits.
Yeah.
It's like I would feel pretty confident that the chance of Darnold getting injured is much higher than Brady. But I don't know how to quantify it.
I mean, once you quantify it, though, you also have to test it and see if you're right. You're probably not, would be my guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could do that. Just the database of running quarterbacks. So quarterbacks who run more than 7 attempts a game or something, and then see if their injury chances are any worse.
Yeah, I mean, intuitively, that would seem to make way more. If one quarterback averages 1.5 rush attempts a game versus one that averages 10. But then you see like even a quarterback like Lamar over the years, like early in his career, he was lowering his shoulder, taking ridiculous hits. Now he takes off and runs, but he's gotten way smarter about sliding too. So I would bet his stuff has actually ticked down over the years as he got a little smarter with it.
Yeah. I guess. I don't know. I don't like doing that stuff. You know me. Like I don't like guessing and then plugging it in. Like I'm not gonna do that. So no. I could. Yeah, I don't know. I just wouldn't mess with. I don't think you need it. Just bet it, unless you're like a syndicate or something, or you're providing information for a syndicate. Like just bet the line early.
Yeah.
Just try to get the best number you can get on the best site with the earliest projections you can make, and you hope you don't get banned. You're gonna get fucking banned anyway, so who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
limited? You're not gonna get banned. You're gonna get limited most likely.
So where are there any books that you're regularly betting where you can actually get decent volume down right now?
DraftKings and FanDuel, I can still get money down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't bet them a ton. Like I bet them more than like a normal person would be like, what? That's not a ton. But like, PointsBet, Bovada, Bet Rivers. I'm still live on Barstool. I have money on there. Fuck.
Really?
I feel like I should always take my money off this stuff and put it in crypto.
You forget. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I have 1,000, I have 5,000 there and 3,000. Why don't I just put that in crypto?
How's your Shiba doing?
If someone would have told me to sell last week, could have made some money. But oh no.
So has it plummeted since when's last?
It did right before the show. It fucking plummeted. You didn't warn me.
But for you, like what you've always said is Shiba is kind of like a long-term retirement plan. Time in hand. Oh well. So what do you like when you're just fucking gambling and just dicking around? Like, what are you gonna harvest a tax loss on this or just?
No, I'm still up on it.
You're still up on it?
Yeah.
All right.
Just not as much as I was last week.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep letting it ride?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think there's some dumb money left in there.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be one more pump at least.
I was listening to this Tim Ferriss podcast recently. He had Chris Dixon and Naval Ravikant on, and they were talking all about Web3 and NFTs and shit. And he had one of the longest not financial advice disclaimers I've ever heard at the top of his podcast. Like his lawyers gave him like almost like a 2-minute read of not financial advice legalese.
Which guy was this? Gary Vee? Who'd you say?
No, Tim Ferriss.
Tim Ferriss.
Yeah.
I haven't listened to him in a while.
I don't listen to him either, but I like listening to Naval, and Chris Dixon is really well spoken, and those guys both articulate complex ideas really well. And there wasn't really anything illuminating for me that was new, but the goal of it was more to be like a high level primer for people who were kind of interested in this stuff. So it's not like you have to listen to it, but I enjoyed it.
You see Jay Powell came out today, the Fed chair.
No, what did he say?
He like started off that they're going to taper, and then the market went down a little bit, and then he kept doing the press conference and smoothing it over, and then the stock market went back up again. So
all while he was doing the conference?
Yeah, it happens every time he does something.
Really?
Which shows a real healthy economy. Right. One dude just live chatting, answering questions can change the world for billions.
That's what I mean. That's what all these markets are right now, right? Like the NFT and the shitcoin. It's just like one. You know, Elon can fucking move the price of Bitcoin with a tweet. I mean, it's out of control.
It's insane, and no one knows where it's going. Asset prices are going up, or some asset prices might go down. Inflation's transitory, he kept saying too. It's like, fuck you, J-Pal. Fuck you.
Wow. There it is. We've been waiting for our bang bang. Here's our next beef, Brick versus J-Pal.
I'll play him fucking heads up. Let's do it.
Yeah.
He plays me heads up, beats my ass.
That'd be a tough scene. Tough scene. Gallows asks, is it true that Brick will refund us for any bets we lose using his projections? Do you still have that offer going?
No, you missed it, Gallows. Sorry, pal.
Nope.
Too late. I guess, you know what? I will refund your money.
You know what? You'll refund in Shiba.
I'll refund the cost of the projections.
In Shiba.
Right. It's all zero because it doesn't cost them anything. So sure.
What exchange do you have your Shiba on?
We went over this last week. I don't want to talk about where my money is.
Did I ask you this last week and you didn't tell me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why I felt the need to ask you again.
I get cracked. I get like, someone's trying to break into your Yahoo. Someone's trying to break into your Yahoo. Blah blah.
Oh yeah.
This is trying to be passed. Yeah. People try to break into my shit all fucking time.
Yeah. I was thinking about that at the NFT conference too, just how many people have incredibly valuable NFTs and you never know what kind of, setup people have on their mobile devices and stuff like that. That's going to be increasingly more of a reality.
Right. So like for our Top Shots, I'm two-factored, so someone would have to get to me personally and then sell it. So that's kind of tough. Right. And we already have one for sale and it's not selling. So they're not gonna be able to get rid of these NFTs that quickly. I guess they could just lowball it.
Yeah.
But it's quite a process for NFTs.
Yeah.
For crypto, they could just get in your account and send it to theirs and you're done.
Right. And it's also too, I mean, the whole thing with the NFTs, they're always saying, it's the digital flex, it's the online Rolodex too. And it's like, well, yeah. And there's a reason red Corvettes get pulled over by cops on the highway more than a fucking Mazda Miata. It's like, you're asking for it.
Your insurance goes up because you're more likely to get your car stolen.
Yeah.
Did you see the CityCoin white paper, or I don't know if it's a white paper, but
no, what was it?
Informational that Vitalik put out there.
Is this new?
It's not that new, but they've been pumping it the past couple of days. Brian Armstrong, Vitalik, and I saw someone else tweet it out.
Yeah,
where it's kind of like a government token / coin idea, governance. Like actual governance, like state, city governance. Miami coin. It's like one of the first ones. San Francisco is has something that's almost ready. Someone overseas is doing one, I believe. There's 3 or 4 of them going. And then of course there's all these other ideas and how, crazy things you could do with it, which is why everyone got into Bitcoin and ETH in the beginning, right? Smart contracts, especially like, oh my God, you can get rid of lawyers, you can get rid of blah, blah, blah. And so you could do the same thing with governance too.
Right.
In theory. I have a whole fucking idea for that too, actually. before I read this, I was like, oh my God, this is what I was thinking about with like how to run a state, or at least how to get a state to run efficiently. So like the Miami coin it makes no sense to me. I think it's horrible, but maybe I don't. Maybe I need to look more into it. Maybe there's more to it, but it's the mining fee. 30% of it goes to the city. So I'm like, what? That's just like paying taxes, like extra taxes. Like, why would I want to mine? Like, why don't I just cut you a check if I love your services so much?
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the main thing. They have something else with the tokens on top of it. But yeah, there it is. Yeah, 30% is directed towards a wallet reserved for Miami. Okay, like who would be interested in that?
That's what
like,
I'm wondering. Like, what's the actual utility for this?
And make the city bigger. Like, what the fuck? That's like, how many crypto bros are into making the government bigger?
Right. I mean, it's the complete reason, or it's the opposite reason of why everyone got into this stuff.
Yeah, you're essentially just cutting them a check, because you could keep that mine Bitcoin yourself and just keep the 30% and then cut them a check for whatever you want. Like, what's the incentive here?
I also love that they're talking about them like they're a charity organization, a way to support the Magic City.
They are a charity. They're all charities. Well, I mean, no, they're forced charities, I guess. They're not charities at all. They take it. Dylan, isn't that what Bitcoin is already?
He asked, what do you think about algorithmically pegged stable coins as opposed to the US dollar to combat inflation?
Yeah, I mean, I know a bunch of people still in politics, and they're looking at, and it's not like it's a secret, they are looking at like a government coin, Fed coin, some shit like that.
I think what's bullshit about this one is I'm looking at the FAQ and it doesn't even come with a physical Miami coin with your Miami coin purchase. And I think that seems like a leak.
Well, isn't that the STX? Isn't that the coin?
I'm making a physical man's coin joke.
Oh, okay, I get it. It doesn't matter, Dylan. Like, as long as they're going to give themselves the power to print. They're not going to make a Fed coin that they can't centrally change. At least in my opinion, that's not going to happen. So my idea is there's quite a bit to it. Do we have how much time we got? 6 minutes. I could probably explain.
Go for it.
So, like, if you wanted to run for office, here's an idea I've always kind of shared with people, is just make an app where your constituents type in their address or whatever, and then they can vote on the bills. And whatever they vote for, you go in and you press the button. So it's kind of like the representative, still a republic, but you just do exactly what they say. And so you combine that on the blockchain, right? And so you take, let's say, 30% of the mining fees towards a fund, but for the constituency, for the voters. And every time they vote, they get a token, right? Mm-hmm. And then they could also do some, and then the representative gets let's say 1% of the pot of the 30% after they resign, like after they leave office over a period of time, and the voters can vote that they don't get it. So like if you're not voting for them, they can vote you out still.
Yeah.
Right. So, but what I want to add to it is, I think the state shouldn't exist, but let's say that's never happened. I think the state should run on like what's called a float. Are you familiar with like how insurance companies work? So like they run on what's called a floats, like Allstate or State Farm. Like State Farm operates at a loss on their insurance premiums because they just want the money. because they invest it in the stock and they make more money in the stock market, holding your premium.
Yep.
And then paying out from there. So there's only a couple of the companies that actually make money on their insurance product. They're basically investment vehicles.
Right.
And so you could do the same thing at a state level. So like as taxes come in, that's being invested. And then and you could do this at scale too, because the through economies of scale, you're going to get a better return and a lower basis cost from your financial advisor or whoever invests your money for you, like Marquette Associates or whatever. So you could theoretically run the whole state without taxing anyone. You just run off the interest. You just keep building up this kind of wealth fund where eventually the interest rates are so high you don't have to tax anybody. Right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's like it's more, and like people are like, that's impossible. Well, it's not. Like there's a couple states could have already done this, but they don't for political reasons. So like Alaska or the Dakotas, when they had that big oil boom, they were cutting checks to their residents, like oil checks. They still do it in Alaska, I think. And so they could have put all that money into a fund, and theoretically over time, they would just have no taxes for the residents, which of course would be much better.
Yeah.
But they went the political route, and you cut someone. George Bush did the same thing. You cut a check and you put your name on it, right? And then you're like, oh my God, $1,500 from President Bush. Yeah. Look at this, right?
That would have been Trump's wet dream to just have physical checks with,
which goes along with what Dylan was thinking, where they're never going to. They have no incentive. Their incentives are perverse, and they have no consequences. So, like, what would you do? What would you do in that scenario? You're just going to do whatever you want because who cares? There's nothing can happen to you. So it'll never be the same. You have to. So within the coin idea, where people can vote, you have that 30% building up a float, and then that would pay the constituents taxes over time. Right. And so you want to give an incentive to the constituents to vote for a lower budget. So like there's two things that polls show over and over again. Whenever you talk to pollsters in Illinois, people want less taxes and more services every time. Right. Because they want something for nothing. Yeah. And when you're voting for something, it feels like, no, I'm just going to get this for free. Someone else is going to pay, blah, blah, blah. Right. But you always end up paying. We always end up paying for it. But then no one wants to pay taxes. So you have to incentivize their behavior, the voters' behavior and the representatives' behavior. Otherwise, they'll never, and then the consequences for a representative. Well, they're not going to get their portion of the fund. Right. So it kind of keeps everyone's incentives in line. And then you're just building up, and then that's just one rep, one district, and you just keep building up and getting more and more representatives to sign up, building up this fund. And you could run this all decentralized without even connecting with the real world.
The metaverse, bro?
The only one thing you would have to do is get like social security numbers or addresses for the residents to verify that they actually live there.
Yeah. Interesting.
But anyways, that idea is way fucking better than a stupid Miami coin.
The Miami coin did not look too promising for my 3 minutes on the site.
The state, Draco, to answer your question, invest. We hire a financial money management company to invest the funds, and so we sent out an RFP where a bunch of financial firms try to give us their best offer, and then we pick one and then let them hold our money and invest it. And then they do like, super low risk, low return funds because it's not, you can't go bankrupt with it. In states and in the municipalities do the same thing too, because they have to keep a certain amount of money on reserve, like in case shit happens. So then they have their own fund too. but they kind of have to use the state because they don't have the economies of scale to make it worth the basis points that they have to pay. So everyone kind of pools their money in a certain way, and theirs has to be a little more liquid. But yeah, they're not really investing in anything specific.
Yeah. All right. We are going to power this down. We always get there as Terrell says here. Ironically, my favorite part of Lolz is the non-DFS talk. So there you go, Terrell Davis.
Great running back.
Oh, he was my favorite running back back in the day. Mile high salute. Good stuff.
You still have migraines, Terrell?
Yeah. Let's see. Check out Brian's site, brick75.com. Maybe next week we'll have any interesting developments from the DraftKings sports betting championship. We'll see how that plays out. Anything else you'd like to plug here, Brian?
Just my vote coin that I'm going to be making.
Brick coin.
Is it anyone who knows how to build that for me? Contact me.
There you go. There you go. It's time. Brian's going to launch his own social token that unlocks certain prop bets on the site. I mean, there you go. You're halfway there. No comment.
No
comment.
No.
All right, guys. The audio will be up in a little bit. We will be back next Wednesday. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. I'm Pete. That's Brian. We'll see you next time.